Hi, I'm Steve Shelburne, owner and operator of Shelburne RV here in beautiful Cleveland, Tennessee. Well, good morning. Welcome back to beautiful, rainy Cleveland, Tennessee again this week. Yeah, we've had so much stinking rain around here in the last couple weeks. It's just been unbelievable. So, yeah, again today. So I got to run down here to the welding supply company. Mr. Lewis was out of oxygen on Friday, and I ran over there not realizing that they closed half a day on Friday. So I got to go do that now. So he should have, yep, his basement air has just rolled up here this morning. So we'll run down here and get him to bottle of oxygen right quick, and then yeah, we'll get rolling this morning. So there you go. Welcome back. The projects here in the shop today is this. We had a big Class A motor coach, big Allegro bus that came in and had been down at one of the big box stores. Thing's a monster. And had a Aqua 400 in it, and I don't know what happened, but the customer loaded his stuff up and came to us. So evidently they're claiming it's got a leak, but yeah, it showed up in the bay. So I'm gonna show you what we got. So there it is, and evidently the customer had stated it had a leak somewhere, and the other big box store never could figure out where it was leaking at. I don't know what happened here. This thing's all kinds of jacked up. You can see it's kind of bent right there. I'm not quite sure what's going on there, but yeah, this is how it came to us. So we're gonna be diving into it now to see what in the world is going on. All right, so the Outlaw has got membrane on it. So they're working at the moment at getting all the fixturing done, and they've got the material up here, so just plugging along. All right, so they got the roof done on this big Class A. Everything's back up here, got everything sealed, so we're gonna get the walk boards out of here in just a few minutes, and this one will be ready to ship out. Project in the shop here is this Columbus fifth wheel. Now this guy had drugged something down the side of this thing and had put big tears in it. And we went in here and put tape on it just to kind of keep the water out, but it's got tears all down through it. So you can see what he run something all down the side of this thing. So this is the next project in the shop the boys are gonna start on. Okay, so this Vectra came in yesterday, and Mr. Lewis and I ran it for several hours yesterday, and honestly, this unit ran good. I mean, we had 20 degrees difference on it. And the amp draws were good, everything was right. But the customer wants to go further. So, you know, I sat it over here and we had 20. I mean, it was running 20, and that's a big coach. And it's got some darker colors in it. So it's you know, in the summertime, it's going to struggle a little bit more. But, you know, the customer concern was that, you know, in the early years, it ran and shut off, and it would come back on after a while and, you know, seemed to cool a little bit better. Now, we checked the ductwork. Everything was good. I mean, Coleman says 1720. We had 20. But, again, that's a 20-year-old unit. So he was just concerned that maybe the compressor's got some wear on it. Maybe it's not pushing Freon, you know, as efficiently as it should be. So he wants to go ahead and put 2 compressors and 2 biflow valves in it, and then retest. That's fine. You know, if that's what he wants to do, you know, it could be. Compressors could be, I mean, again, 20 years old, guys. So that's what we're going to do. He wants us to do that and put a new outdoor fan motor on it, which is what Mr. Lewis is doing right there. But yeah, I mean, he wants to update it. We're going to update it. So we'll get that done here today or tomorrow and see what we got. This is a little Forester. You saw it in a video a while back, maybe 2 videos ago, that had Schwintek slide out problems. And this is another problem because those ain't even touching the bottom of the floor. So 100% of the weight's being taken by the Schwintek. So yeah, they've got problems there. What did you do with that motor, Steven, that you pulled out of here?
The bad motor.
So they got all that out of there.
That one, Tyson, or it may be over by my
And then we're gonna look at this. That's not the bad one right there. Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
So yeah, this motor had an issue where the plate had come off here. So fortunately that comes with a new motor assembly in it, so they're going to be working on that. And then they've got to they're actually going to raise these rollers up here where physically is touching the bottom of the slide. But yeah, kind of interesting, a little slide in the back of this thing. So the Forester slide is back in. Now here's that motor. You can see where it's kind of burned up in there, and the board's not supposed to look like that. But they've got it all back in. They got it rebuilt. Now, part of the issue was initially those rollers were not touching the bottom of this floor. Now, they've gone in there. You can see where they've shimmed those up to make that work, where they had to rework that. So all the pressure was then on that, which should carry it, but they obviously did that for a reason. So now that is correct. But now that they've got all that back on, and you know that rack comes with new motors and all that kind of stuff, but yeah, it runs great now. That's fixed all those problems. Much better. See how quiet that thing is now. So there you go, all done and finished up. I'm all done, got everything put back together, functional. Of course, while we had it apart, it had a big old hole right here. Yeah, fiberglassed it up, a little resin on it, got it all painted. But yeah, it just looks so much better now. This was all faded real bad, put some black paint on it, but yeah, it just looks like somebody's got it taken care of. So nice looking machine, and that's all functional again. So yeah, he's ready to come pick this up. So here's the 6537 the customer wanted us. I mean, it had 20 degrees in the coach with what we had, but he wanted more. And so Mr. Lewis put 2 compressors, 2 new biflow valves, a new outdoor fan, and that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is 28 degrees. Oh, yeah, it's cranking. So 4.5 amps on the compressors. The new compressors, the GMCC compressors that Coleman sells, are very, very efficient. And again, updating from R22 to the MO99, we get a higher absorption rate with that Freon. Obviously, I mean, we had 20 last time, we got 28 now. So yeah, I mean, we're going to put it back in the unit now and see what kind of temps we get, but pretty good right there. A little J-flat bumper pull that's right there, Mr. Gary. It came in with possible refrigerator problems, so you know, cooling unit doesn't look that bad, but it is a little bit older. So Gary did run it in a bypass mode today and had it down to 10 degrees in the refrigerator space, which tells us the charge should be good. So he's got it running through the controls now. Now we ohmed the thermistor out and it was good. So we know that the thermistor is reading correctly, but there still could be a problem with the board. So we're going to test overnight through the controls and see what the refrigerator does through the controls. And then if we got good numbers there, then we'll retest with the gas tomorrow, make sure it's good. But anyways, that one there's tested. One of the projects here in the shop that we've got going on is this. We took in this 6537. And the whole base pan, I mean, absolutely was gone. You can see there was some cancer right there with some more cancer over here on this side. And we have a lot of 6537s that come through the shop, but we really don't have a lot of cores. I mean, we got one core sitting right there. But, you know, we really don't have a lot of cores of 6537s. And that one had 2 bad compressors. So Mr. Lewis actually stripped it all out. And we're gonna get this one rebuilt to have in stock, just because I don't see a lot of them. And it's good to have a good core sitting around. So, you know, shows you kind of how in depth we go on some of these rebuilds. Bit of an interesting camper that came in here. I've not run into one of these before, but this is a Trilogy by Dynamax. That's the first one I've ever seen, but yeah, look at how the camper is built, kind of at an angle, slides the same way. It's kind of neat. I've not again never run into one of those before. And this one came in with some propane issues. They couldn't get the propane to work. And I want to show you something, because again, not running this before, but yeah, there's the propane tank. Evidently this guy had bought this thing, and I don't know, maybe somebody didn't do the walkthrough with him correctly, but yeah, the propane tank was turned off. So kind of interesting that they put a motorhome propane tank on a fifth wheel. And again, that's a Dynamax. I don't know that I've ever seen one of those before. So yeah, you never know what you're going to see here at Shelburne RV some days. It's kind of interesting to see something new. This Columbus, the boys have been working on this roof. Let me show you where they're at on it. So as you can see, they got the new PVC membrane on here, and they're just working on fixturing and stuff of that nature. But yeah, they're making good progress on this. Back here on this big Road Warrior, now last week you saw us talk about this having a bad motor for the BAL cable assembly. So he's got the new motor installed in it, and you can see all that chains and cables and everything runs in this channel right here. And then once it's all put back together, those brackets right there, you pull those tight, and that's what gets the cables adjusted. So it's made things a little bit easier for us, because you can pull the whole column out, and then tightening the cable adjustment is actually a lot simpler on this version 2. But yeah, there it is, all laid out, and there's the old motor right there. So so Mr. Lewis had a 6537 that came in yesterday that had a bad reversing valve. The reversing valve had actually broke on this unit. I'm going to show you, this is the old reversing valve, and there's the pipe that fell out of it right there. And so leaked all the Freon out and damaged the compressor. So he's got the new compressor in. I built a new reversing valve assembly. We did change the biflow valve, and we're just waiting now to see. It had a lot of trash that came out of it, so just waiting on the vacuum to get pulled down now so we can retest this. Big mobile suites that you see right here is in here for the Truma being stuck in clean mode. So there's a 10-step process we got to go through. Now you can see I've got the water running in there, because you've got to turn it to clean, turn the city hot water on, and then let it run for 10 minutes or 15 minutes. It says varies per unit. And then the light will change in there, and the light out here will change. You can see that one's green right now. But we're in that test mode of letting it run through its clean cycle to get it out of the clean mode. Okay, so the Truma that you saw us diagging yesterday, so it went to raining real bad. I was actually out there on the phone with Truma for over an hour and a half yesterday, troubleshooting with them. So basically what was happening was the customer brought it in. It was stuck in clean mode. We finally got it out of the clean mode, and then we couldn't make more than 90-degree temperature in the bathroom. Now keep in mind, the bathroom faucet is the closest to the Truma unit. So we should have had the best hot water there. So I did do I went in the kitchen, which was the furthest away from the Truma. We did a bucket test, and we were moving 1.6 gallons per minute on the hot side and 1.6 gallons a minute on the cold side. That unit, that's more than plenty for the specs on that unit. So water pressure was not a problem. So we went out there and checked the gas pressure. We had 12.5 on a manometer. And so what was happening was the unit come on and run for about 10 seconds, and then it would shut off, and then 10 seconds later it would relight and then shut off. So I called Truma and got them on the phone. Of course, they wanted me to recheck all that stuff, but we had it all within spec as far as water pressure and gas pressure. So then they want us to check the voltage at the gas valve when operating, and it was 22 volts when lighting, and 11.79 when it was running. So that was within spec also. So this unit was built in 2015. So installed probably 2016, because that's what the coach was. So here we have an on-demand Truma water heater that's, you know, almost 10 years old. And so the only thing Truma could figure out on that was the fact that every 1,600 gallons, you're supposed to do a decalcification on that unit. And the only thing we can figure is over a 10-year period, the customer probably wasn't doing it as frequently as Truma wanted. And so even though it wasn't throwing any codes, the unit was flowing enough water to keep it running. So Truma says, hey, it's a 10-year-old unit, which obviously hasn't been decalcified correctly. And there must be calcium buildup inside, and that's why it's not allowing it to get to temp. So their recommendation, of course, they said, you know, we'd never seen this before. But their recommendation was, yes, replace the unit. So that one's got good Sam's. We're going to work with them to try to get that done. But that's kind of there was a lot going on. And, of course, it was raining when I was out there trying to do the troubleshooting on that. And then, you know, hour and a half on the phone with Truma. So there's the update on that Truma on demand. So the Fleetwood Revolution, we haven't really had a chance to look at this one for a while because we've been working on trying to get in some tooling to do this. Now, we did find that color laminate for the wall boards, and then we've got our new spray booth set up with the glue, and we've been working on some ceiling panels, trying to get them laminated. You can see they've got everything pretty well taped off in here. So we're going to be replacing that wall panel, and then some ceiling panels in there. That's what we're doing. So they're getting this kind of prepped, but like I said, we've got the new material. We've got the spray glue now for this, and so we'll be showing you as we get through this a little bit further. All right, so the Columbus fifth wheel is done. The boys have got it all finished up, and it's ready. It's going to be getting pulled out of here Monday. So all done and ready to go. So another roof job completed. So the Winnebago that Mr. Lewis did with the bad reversing valve and compressor, 22 degrees differential in the inside of it after he got it all finished up and done. Yeah, I was out running errands for the boys, and that customer got paid and gone before I could get a video of that. So he got that all finished up, and yeah, there it is. So yep, another happy basement air customer. All right, well, that's going to finish us up here this week at Shelburne RV. Hope everybody has a great Memorial Day weekend with their families. We're going to be closed on Monday, and then it'll be a little bit of a short week next week, but we'll be back next week. But yeah, so there you go. That's what we're doing. And there's that guy. I mean, it's literally, Johnny, how hard is it outside right now?
I don't know, 80?
80? And look at this. Look at this. You would think he was in the winter tundra of Alaska right now. He's got on a jacket. It's 80 degrees outside. What are you worried about?
It's a little chilly in here.
Johnette's shaking her head. No, it's not chilly in here. Literally got his jacket on. Now, yesterday when it was raining, I thought he was a pretty smart guy because he had his jacket on, and we were out in the rain. I was getting wet, and he wasn't. But yeah, 80 degrees today. He's got a jacket on. So yeah, that's what happens some days, right?
Yeah.
How's business been this week?
Busy.
Busy. Yeah, we've had quite a few coming in and going out, and again, thank you to everybody who did that, and again, thank you for all of our veterans who serve, and appreciate everybody's sacrifice and everything that's doing it. So you guys have a great Memorial Day weekend, and as always, this video is
Cousin Gary approved.
You guys take care. We'll see you.